People often ask the question, is the American dream dead? I believe the moment we stop dreaming, we might as well be. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, the creator of American Dream TV, a national TV show centered around real estate, lifestyle, and culture. A real show showing you real neighborhoods from real professionals. Today, we're going to take you all across the country, showing you why we live in the greatest country on the planet. Let's get this show started right now. Welcome to the American Dream.
The American Dream.
You're watching The American Dream.
The American Dream.
Showing you the real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
Let's get this party started right now.
Let's go do this.
It is heating up once again.
We're the Davids going up against the Goliath. Real stories in real neighborhoods with real experts.
The staple of the neighborhood. Can't wait to present it to you.
It's all about lifestyle.
In your community.
That's what this show, The American Dream, is all about. Cheers to your American Dream.
Welcome to The American Dream. I'm your host, Aaron Gaines, and let me welcome you to the vibrant community of Washington Heights, Chicago. Today, we're in a special place close to my heart, my home church, Trinity United Church of Christ.
What's there to hold in the light of this moon? My mind keeps searching, but my heart decides thoughts can be cruel.
Trinity's leadership is defined by a profound legacy. The pastor emeritus is the Reverend Dr. Jeremiah A. Wright Jr., and the mission continues under the remarkable guidance and imaginary genius of Reverend Dr. Otis B. Moss III. From its unshakable foundation as unashamedly Black and unapologetically Christian to its ongoing commitment to justice, service, and love, Trinity has been a beacon of hope for decades. Today, you'll get a glimpse into what makes Trinity a spiritual and cultural landmark, not only in Washington Heights, but across the nation. We'll also sit down with the visionary himself, Reverend Dr. Otis B. Moss III. So join me as we step inside this remarkable church and explore its profound impact during this Black History Month celebration.
Your essence in me, how to unfold when the skies.
Today, guys, I'm here with the Reverend Dr. Otis B. Moss III. Such an honor and privilege. Thank you so much for taking out some time today to speak with us.
My pleasure, my brother, absolutely.
Black History Month is a time to reflect on the legacy of resilience, creativity, activism within the Black community. How does Trinity UCC honor and build upon that legacy in its history and its ongoing work today?
Oh man, wonderful question. As you know, Trinity, founded in 1961. We are a church that was founded specifically to do work in this community. Our founding pastor, Kenneth Smith, was committed to the 95th Street corridor. And then prior to Dr. Wright becoming pastor, the pastor before him, Jameson, and also Kenneth B. Shears, laid out this vision that we would be in the heart of the community, ever seeking the community's heart, and being unashamedly Black and unapologetic Christian. We were the first church to be committed to the anti-apartheid movement. Yeah. We were the first church to ordain not only a South African woman who was the assistant pastor in 1974, wow. I believe. We were one of the first churches to be connected with a conglomerate of churches that went to Cuba to work with brothers and sisters, since Cuba is 70% African. That's just what Trinity does. We're part of a legacy of Black churches that are committed to transforming the community.
Wow. Mojo Karamu is one of the unique celebrations you host annually here at the church, celebrating African and African American heritage during Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. How does this tradition bring people together and deepen the sense of community at Trinity?
Well, the beautiful thing about Mojo Karamu is the celebration of the Black family, where we walk through the lineage of what people of African descent have experienced. The joys, the sorrows, the triumph, and the resilience. And so families come together and they hear the story from West Africa all the way to Chicago.
Yeah.
But they hear the music. Then you move from African music all the way to music in the American context, but then you see the connection.
Yeah.
The same, as they call the pentatonic scale that you
Yeah.
would hear in West Africa, you hear in Chicago.
Yeah.
And so Moja Karamu is just an amazing celebration. Pretty unique for churches. I don't know any other church that does Thanksgiving the way we do Thanksgiving.
100%. Finally, as we celebrate Black History Month and look towards the future, what message do you hope Trinity UCC and its work will leave for the next generation about faith, justice, and the power of the community?
It is my hope that people will realize the power and beauty of our faith. The power and beauty of a faith tradition that comes out of the African and African-American perspective. And the power and the beauty speaks of several principles. It speaks of love, resilience, transformation, and justice.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Amazing.
My pleasure, man.
All right.
My pleasure.
Thank you for joining me on this journey through Trinity United Church of Christ, a true pillar of faith and community. Until next time, I'm your host, Aaron Gaines, reminding you to dream big and live boldly on the American dream. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Judy Gibbons, your American Dream host. Today we are at Virgil Catherine Gallery. We're going to meet one of the co-owners. We're going to meet an amazing artist. Wait till you see this beautiful art. Come on, let's go check it out. I am so excited to introduce you to Chris Arnold, a fabulous artist located in Hinsdale. And we have so many questions for you.
I'm excited to answer them.
I am obsessed with your art currently and the story that it tells. Can you tell us how you started and what keeps inspiring you?
Well, I think starting off, I've been doing this a really long time. I think every artist says in some level they've been doing it since they were a kid. Mm-hmm. I've always remembered just having a pen or pencil in my hand. Doing this through, high school, I had a unique opportunity when I was about 16. I started actually doing some stuff in advertising, storyboarding, concept art, and that led to getting a degree in it. And after getting degrees in this work, I've gone head in, right? So I've done this pretty much my whole adult life. And whereas styles evolve and things you work on and markets you work on change, I found a home with what I'm doing today.
That's fantastic. Okay, so we're leading up to this exciting story of your art. Let's go check it out.
Great, let's do it.
I heard something very exciting about this piece, which I am so personally drawn to. These colors really speak to me. But this was in House Beautiful?
Yes, this was featured in House Beautiful. It was the first time it was in the Midwest. And this was a piece that I had done really kind of exploring how magenta and the ceruleans can kind of come together. It's very vibrant. I love cherry blossoms. I love, obviously, spring and when those things happen. And this piece is very indicative of that type of work.
Oh my gosh. Well, in the Midwest, say spring and we come alive like everything else.
I'm so happy that I had the opportunity, and I'm so glad I got to meet you and talk a little bit about this wonderful work.
I love it. So Catherine, as the owner of this beautiful gallery, tell me, how did you end up here and what is your story?
Well, that's a good question. We started the gallery about 4 years ago, and it was during COVID. And what we were finding is that Hinsdale was getting much younger, and so we had a lot of families coming from the city, and they were looking for art that maybe was a little different than what you traditionally see in the suburbs. So we had the idea to bring in a diverse group of artists, maybe not as well represented in the suburbs until we opened, from both Chicago, New York, LA, and kind of actually internationally as well. We really didn't know if it would take off. We didn't know how people would respond, but it's been great, and people have responded and collected and brought the art into their homes, and so we've been very privileged to be part of that journey with both our collectors and our artists.
Well, here we are in my most favorite
I love Judy
place. And we have Maria Petrinos.
Yes.
And she's the owner of MKP with beautiful custom furs, leathers, whatever you can imagine. What you're wearing, I want it all.
Feathers, yes.
Oh my gosh, it's really like a dream. So how did you make this dream a reality?
So I'm very, very passionate about every single coat in this store. I feel like in Chicago, that was a niche that was not covered. I would be going to New York Fashion Week like every year for the fall and spring, and always saw so much outerwear that Chicago didn't have. So yes, I just think outerwear, accessories has always been like so high fashion to me. You could wear sweats and a cool coat. You could wear, as long as your accessories and your outerwear is put together and funky, you're a fashion goddess.
Oh my gosh, I totally agree with that. And there's even a funny story about a famous realtor in New York who said she couldn't afford anything. And she was showing expensive homes. She bought herself an amazing jacket. And
that's all you need.
It's exactly what you said. So no one knew what was underneath.
No.
She had this fabulous jacket, and she'd show these really expensive homes, and she got the business.
Oh, see,
and
I love that. It's a first impression thing too,
it really
as well.
Is.
Yeah,
it really is. So enough of this small talk.
Right.
What can I try on and buy today?
Oh my God! Yay! I was waiting for this moment. I can't wait to show you some new coats.
Thanks for joining me today in Hinsdale, Illinois. I'm Judy Gibbons, your American Dream TV host. See you next time.
Welcome to the American Dream. I'm your host, Patrick O'Brien, and today I'm taking you on a tour inside KOVAL Distillery, Chicago's first distillery since Prohibition, and a true pioneer in organic grain-to-bottle spirits. You will see up close what makes KOVAL a standout in the world of craft distilling. Come on, let's go check it out. Joining us on our tour today is President and Founder, Dr. Sanat Bernaker-Iyer.
Hi, Patrick.
Thank you so much. Hi, how are you?
It's so great to see you.
Thank you for having us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
So excited because this is the first time I'm ever touring a distillery and getting a behind-the-scenes look at the entire process.
Oh my gosh, well, I'm honored, and I can't wait to show you everything.
I'm excited. What inspired you to start KOVAL Distillery?
You know, we were inspired by the opportunity to do something different with our lives.
Okay.
I was pregnant with our first child. My husband and I had other careers. He worked for the Austrian embassy. I was a professor. We decided that we really wanted to live in the city that we love and adore, be close to family, work together. And so it was sort of a natural time to make that change.
What sets KOVAL apart from all the other distilleries in the craft spirit industry?
I think that every craft distillery offers something wonderful and unique. But what we like to do that sort of gives us, you know, our Chicago style is we're working with local grains. You know, our corn, our grains come from Illinois. We can trace every bottle back to the field on which the grains were grown. You know, we do everything in-house. We can trace everything back to the farmers. It's all local.
That's great.
It's all Chicago.
Right.
We love it.
Right. Can you take us inside and show us?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Go on.
Okay. Can you show us the creation of one of your most popular spirits?
Absolutely, I can describe the whole process for you. And we do that often in our visitor center over here for our tours. So let's take a look. Over here, you can see the kind of still we have. Now there are many different kinds of stills. There's a pot still, which would just be this section and the condenser. Then you have a industrial type still, which would only be the columns, but we have sort of the best of both worlds, which is a hybrid still, which allows us to make many different kinds of products. So we're able to make everything from a vodka, which takes a great amount of rectification, so that would go through all the columns, but we can also make things that take a lot less rectification, such as a bourbon, maybe a rum. You know, all these different types of products are possible on our still.
How do you decide on what grains and ingredients to use in your spirits?
Well, we love to showcase the Midwest, but we really like to work with local farmers. So we're working with farmers that engage in organic farming, sustainable agriculture. In part, that's one of the reasons why we like to have in our signature bourbon both corn, grown right here in Illinois, and millet as well. It's just a beautiful marriage, and what's nice about it is the millet is a regenerative crop, so putting them together is actually great for our farmers and it's great for the land.
Now that we've seen how it's made, let's talk about the final product.
My favorite part.
Okay, mine too.
Absolutely. So here we have our main whiskeys. We've got the bourbon that we spoke about and the rye, which is made with 100% rye. Why don't we taste the bourbon?
Okay, which is this one?
That's that one, yep.
Okay, what's the best way to enjoy bourbon?
In good spirits.
Okay. Oh, I think we have that.
I think so. Here you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, thank you, Sana, for having us today and sharing your story of KOVAL Distillery with all of us.
Oh, wow. Such a pleasure. It was so great having you. Thank you for coming by. Cheers.
Cheers. What an incredible experience here at KOVAL Distillery. A huge thank you to Dr. Sonnet Bernecker-Hart and the entire team for showing us how their award-winning spirits are made. If you have not tried KOVAL, now is the time. And until next time, I'm your host, Patrick O'Brien, and this is The American Dream.
Welcome to the American Dream TV. I'm your host, Tammy Hamilton Stout, and it is freezing in Chicago right now. I got to get out of the cold. I'm going to head to Scottsdale, Arizona to find out why so many Chicagoans escape the bitter cold and head to Arizona. Let's go. This is my good friend Sharon Wisniewski. She was my real estate partner in Chicago and moved to Arizona a few years ago to sell these beautiful homes. You're always trying to get me to come down to Arizona, so sell me on this beautiful home that you sold a couple years ago.
I love this house. This is a beautiful example of Southwest architecture here in Arizona. From the original Saltillo tile flooring, which is from Mexico. Beautiful, it's just a characteristic of a Southwest style home. We also have the Viga beams throughout the house, if you noticed. Throughout the main house, this house, they're everywhere, and a staple to a Southwest territorial home.
You know what I love about this architecture is these Kiva fireplaces that you keep pointing out everywhere.
Yeah, they're awesome, aren't they?
They
like
are.
Adobe style.
I love it.
You know, one of the characteristics of the Southwest.
This house is beautiful on the inside, but I think the real bonus is being outside, so let's go check it out.
100%, let's get outside.
Okay. Okay, Sharon, I get it. It's beautiful out here today, and it is a little better than what I was doing last week in Chicago.
I bet. Shoveling snow, maybe?
Yeah, okay, fine. Tell me about the lifestyle in Arizona. I mean, this backyard is amazing.
I mean, of course, the reason people are here is because it is so awesome. It's always sunny. You've got, to hang out at the pool. You can go be with your friends, and, your outdoor living space is what it's all about. You have this big yard. Everybody here loves to play pickleball. It is the fastest growing sport in the nation today.
And I hear this place has a pickleball court.
And this place has its own pickleboard.
All right, let's go check it out.
Okay.
All right, Sharon, I'm on the pickleball court, but we are not dressed to play pickleball.
Clearly not dressed to play pickleball.
Plus, the last time I played pickleball, I pulled a hamstring, so I'm not doing that again. So, if we're not gonna play pickleball, why don't we go back to the EMMY like we did a couple years ago and relax by their beautiful pool, maybe do a little shopping, get something to eat, instead of doing what you made me do last year, which was
hike. Because everybody loves to hike when they're in Arizona. It's one of the most popular things to do.
She had me hike up Camelback. We almost made it to the top.
Camelback is a tough hike if you're not used to it, but one of the favorite hikes. Everybody does it when they come to Arizona.
All right, I'm not doing that again. What about, we were downtown in Old Scottsdale and I saw 1 million Chicago Cubs fans.
Absolutely. It is spring training season right now. Everybody is here from Illinois because it's beautiful and they love watching their Cubbies.
Well, the last time I went to a Cubs game, I absolutely froze myself in April, and I think that it might be more fun to come to Sloan Park in March in 75-degree weather than to freeze at Wrigley.
100%. What do they call it again?
Wrigley Field's warmer cousin.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. Sloan Park is the best stadium here.
All right. Well, what else can we do? Because I didn't get us tickets to the Cubs game.
Okay, so we're not going to the Cubs game. Golf. I mean, if people come to Arizona, there's another reason. It is golfing.
Me? Golf?
Okay, but you can't golf, and I certainly can't golf. But I know a good place that we can golf at.
All right, let's go.
All right.
All right, Sharon, you've showed us sunshine, houses, we've talked about baseball. You said you were gonna bring me golfing. This isn't quite what I had in mind.
But this is the best kind of golf there is.
It's probably the only kind of golf I have any chance at. We're at Papstroke, which was a course designed by Tiger Woods. And to me, this seems a lot more fun than trying to play 18 holes. What do you think?
100%. This is a blast.
Should we give it a try? I'm repping the Cubs, so
all right,
I gotta win.
Let's go. Game on.
I had a great time in Arizona. I'm not sure Sharon convinced me to move here, but I'll definitely be back next spring. For now, I'm Tammy Hamilton, your host of The American Dream, and I'll see you next time in Chicago.
Chicago is a city of diverse neighborhoods, grown by immigrant families settling here for opportunity during the Industrial Revolution and post-World War II booms. As these new Chicagoans settled here, raised their families, opened their businesses, and built communities, they also built Chicago's iconic and unique neighborhood fabric that is still evident today. Hi, welcome to the American Dream. I'm your host, Michaela Gordon, and today I'm going to show you around the vibrant and unexpectedly historic Southport Corridor. Just 6 miles north of Chicago's downtown financial district, Southport Avenue stretches 2.5 miles of retail, restaurants, and mom and pop establishments, going back over 100 years, anchoring this historic residential neighborhood. The housing boom really took off after the construction of Wrigley Field starting in 1914, just east of the corridor. The iconic field helped extend the growth of the Lakeview neighborhood, as well as Southport Avenue, north from Wellington Avenue on the south end, all the way to Grace Street on the north end of the neighborhood. In Southport Corridor, just like in the rest of Chicago, corner neighborhood bars are an important part of our fabric. Let's go inside and meet two friends who took a neighborhood relic and turned it into the most popping neighborhood bar. Hi guys.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you. It's cold outside and it's warm in here. That's what neighborhood bars are for. Tell us a little bit about this building and how you found it and how Southport Betty's ended up inside of here and these tin ceilings.
So the building was left alone for quite some time. It used to be the Diag, which a lot of people remember. So the neighborhood was pretty excited when we first started doing our build out and whatnot here. We put a lot of work into it. The building was in pretty bad shape. So we basically had a blank slate, ordered everything from the chairs to the neons to building the walls with the tiles and cleaning things up a little bit. And here we are.
It looks like it's been here like forever. Like it's like grown in to the land, like it was meant to be here.
Absolutely. That was our vision was very authentic, vintage Chicago.
Yeah. You mentioned that the neighborhood was like so excited about you opening. I even remember there was an article about like an undercover Instagram handle that was made and you guys weren't telling anyone what was gonna be here, and just there was like lore all over the neighborhood about what on earth was opening. Do you feel like the neighborhood has accepted you? Open, you know, are they coming in every night? Does it operate like a neighborhood bar?
It does, yeah. Neighborhood's been great. We have a lot of support. We work with a lot of the schools around here, St. Alphonsus, do a lot of charity events, as much as we can. And yeah, the neighborhood's been great. So far, they've seemed to enjoy what we're doing here. Our demographic is pretty unique. And we do know without the neighbors, we're pretty much nothing.
Dead.
Yeah, we're dead. And we really wanted to create that vibe and make it welcoming for kids, families, you know, everyone.
Okay, the most hard-hitting question. Are you ready?
Oh boy.
Who's Betty?
That's a tough one. Betty's actually, she's actually my grandma. Okay. And we all, with the vintage vibe feels and classic Chicago, we kind of want to do a tribute to our grandparents. So we decided with Southport Betty's, and then all the drinks, or our feature drinks, are named after all the grandmas of the partners.
Yeah. Okay, so it really is like a grandma hole in the wall.
It is.
Oh, that makes me so happy. It's so sweet. Okay, but here's the real question. Do you have two grandmas?
I do.
What's the other one's name?
Maryland.
Southport, Maryland doesn't. Oh, it's a little wordy though.
It's a little wordy.
Yeah. Okay, Betty won.
Betty won.
Guys, the other one you have to take her on vacation now.
I will.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Well, thank you guys for letting me come visit.
Should we set you up with a hat?
I would love a hat.
All right.
Merch? With such a bustling corridor running through arguably one of the largest neighborhoods in all of Chicago, this area isn't just great for mom and pop shops and corner bars. It's great for real estate too. With an average appreciation over 11% year to date, this area is great for its residents and the appreciation they can have. With the median price here in the Lakeview neighborhood of just over $500,000, this area is easily affordable for the first-time home buyer, just as it is for the $5 million buyer. They bought just a few doors down. With condos in vintage buildings, new construction homes on double lots, and everything in between, Lakeview offers neighborhood bars, big-time retailers, and every kind of living space you can imagine. If you ask me, that's my American dream. Thank you for watching.
They always talk about who's man's best friend. Well, today we're going to be featuring man's best friend. My name is James Matz.
And I'm Maggie Barber.
We're the Matz Mega Group, and this is the American Dream.
Today we're at One Tail at a Time, lovingly called OTAT, and they've been at this location, the Adoption Center, since 2015, serving Chicagoland with adoptable dogs. We're gonna go inside, talk to Allie, and hear a little bit about what they do here. I'm here with Allie, the marketing manager at One Tail at a Time. Thanks for joining us today.
Of course.
Can you tell us a little bit about all the great work you guys do here?
We are at our adoption center in Bucktown. One Tail at a Time has adoptable dogs, cats, rabbits, and guinea pigs. At this location, we house just adoptable dogs, and we have another location that just opened where we have cats and rabbits and guinea pigs as well. PetSmart Charities reached out to us and asked if we would want to be the rescue for their everyday adoption center.
Oh, that's awesome.
This year, we had a Tibetan Mastiff that was found as a stray, which is wild in itself.
That's a big dog to be a stray.
Very, very big dogs, but she was found as a stray with over 32.4 pounds of matted fur.
That's like a whole nother dog.
It is literally a whole nother dog. You could barely even tell that she was a dog when she was found. She looked more like a bear. She had a sedated groom at our Ellis clinic and then went into foster, was fostered for a few weeks, and then found her forever home just about a month ago and is doing so great.
We're sitting on the iconic blue couch here at One Tail at a Time, which is where dogs get to have their photo taken once they're adopted. So it's just like a sort of a staple of the community. This is, you know, sort of the sign of the forever home coming their way.
I've been hearing about this wonderful term called playgroup.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Playgroup is literally just letting the dogs play together. It's something that is really important for their mental and physical health when they're in the shelter system. Generally 3 or 4 times a week, the dogs at the adoption center are playing, and then we also allow our foster dogs to come in and have playgroup time as well. It's a way that our fosters don't go to the dog park and socialize in that way, because that's, you know, can be a bit risky with all the unknowns, but then they can come here and have a safe playtime.
Maggie, it is true. A dog is really a man's best friend.
Absolutely, and we've had so much fun hanging out with our friends here at One Tail. And our next stop, come along with us. We're gonna go see Margaret, and she is one of the community partners for One Tail at a Time. I'm here now with Margaret, owner of Co-Pilot Dog Training, and she is just such a wonderful support. Once you bring your new best friend home, she is the one that you would connect with for all that training and guidance. Can you tell us a little bit about how Co-Pilot Dog Training got started?
I started Co-Pilot in 2022, so actually not that long ago, but I had been training for quite a few years prior and also doing volunteer work. Fostered over 20 dogs for different local rescues and adopted my own 2 dogs as well. I started my own business, working a few other jobs, and eventually it just kept growing. And we were able to open this space thanks to Maggie's help.
When we think about the community of dog owners, there really is this like, it takes a village mentality to set everybody up for happy, healthy, successful life for themselves as humans, but also for their, you know, dog best friend. And we came from One Tail at a Time where that mentality is definitely alive and well. I know you've been involved in animal rescue. Can you tell us a little bit about your involvement?
That's kind of actually how I got my start with dog training too, and how I learned how to handle dogs. I actually did a lot with One Tail at a Time too, with their behavior team, which was really beneficial to me. It's also taught me a lot about just like what it's like to have a dog in the city and how to adjust to that.
So my foster Tallulah was able to take a class here, and it was such a good experience both for her and for me. Like for me to learn certain things to look for, ways to, you know, help her really be successful.
Yeah.
And then, you know, for her too, like have this new experience and for us to really bond. It was really fantastic.
We're in the Chicago neighborhood of Albany Park. It's a very dog-friendly neighborhood as well.
It definitely is. And today we're gonna take a look at Winston's house.
Let's go meet Winston. So one of Winston's favorite spots is resting in the sun here in this lovely oversized living room. So we can walk through the kitchen to get to Winston's favorite spot, the backyard.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We really enjoyed you, and we will see you on the next episode of American Dream TV.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the American Dream TV. We created this show to combat negative media, to show that the American Dream is alive and well by showing you real stories in real neighborhoods. Thank you so much for watching the show, and cheers to your American Dream.